table. So this is kind of something I came up with, again, with the idea of being mobile, that this unit is 4 foot by 8 foot, that will fit perfectly on the trailer. So I'm trying to equip all the things that are essential for the CNC process. You guys already know about this box. I made a video about this box, I just gotta finalize it, but that's the second rendering box. We got the laptop up here now with some drawer storage, and then we have our battery powered cordless Dremel. I actually put a wire brush on there, and I find the steel or brass, but I find that these clean the tools off insanely well. So in between each cycle, I'll take this and polish the tool off. It'll knock off all the wood buildup and whatnot. Keeps your stuff lasting a while. So I got that set up for there for tool maintenance. I have all the correct lubes for all of the ball screws and everything else to clean the interior of the cabinet. And then the better version shot back. We have a nice open mouthed tubing. And then I have the same setup on this guy. Really clean. Alright, so to get into the fixturing here, I have really wanted to figure out a space to not be overwhelmed with too much junk. So I have this pull-out shelf on the bottom. It's actually quite large. So the keyboard area, then I could have room for either a notepad, calculator, a tablet, whatever else could fit here, while still having full access to the CNCs themselves. And then it also tucks away nice and neat. And then underneath here is where I have the dust separator, both of them. So let me shine some light for you guys. So the unit in the back, that's strictly the CNCs. And the unit in the front, that's for the cleanup. So once the job is done, that's where this little hose comes into play. This is a second feed, and I'm using a little electrical twist on cap to basically kill the vacuum. So this vacuum setup is always on. So that's how this is kind of just basically stopping it. And when I pull this off, then I gain suction back from there. It's pretty quick fix. That's all it is. It's a quick fix. And then the back canister, I have it split off into 2 T's. So you have the feed line, and then you have the left CNC and right CNC. And then getting into this, it was important for me to have just everything in storage. Not that these containers are organized yet, but just have a place to put things is my master goal in that. And then this is just a little pegboard organizer, and then we have just simple storage on this side as well. And then this is like a dual purpose. This is where inventory that either it needs to go on the machine or inventory that just came off. This was not fully utilized now, but this top shelf, I intended this to be a drying rack because I actually have a little paint booth on the other side. So this is where I could have my goods drying, and then this would be other inventory. But since I have I had that really sweet storage unit in the other garage, and again, I don't want to put anything on the walls, this is a way for me to access this 4 foot by 2 foot cavity to have all my long wood stuff. And here's some CNC boards that are pre-cut that I'm ready to run. Like a big batch projects, things that I'm doing like 50 plus the same repetition job. That's what I do, is I pre-cut them, put them in that bin. So that's that side of the cabinet's all storage based. This side of the cabinet's all functionality. So in the back here, we have our nice big shop vac. And you have to forgive me, I'm doing this late into the evening, so there's not good lighting, but there's a full-size shop vac. On the back is an air suppressor, keeps the noise down, and there's an adequate amount of room in there for the shop vac to breathe, but then I added additional fans on the door themselves. So I have a fan. This is an exhaust fan, so since that side of the cabinet is where the exhaust or the shop vac exhaust is, this fan is blowing out. This is already going to go that way, and then this fan is blowing nice air inside, so it's helped a lot in the Arizona heat. And then of course these are wired on a remote. That's how I roll. So we have the shop vac here, and when I turn the shop vac on, it's also going to turn those fans on because I'm linked onto the same channel here. So there's that. And then this is the better remote system that I got. Way more responsive, super immediately fast, like on off on off. And what's sweet about this, it's got a multiple channels. Like I have 4 channels. So what I have on this is the CNC1, that's the computer, and the CNC1 router, CNC2 computer and CNC2 router. So it's really quick. I could be anywhere and still have better range. And these also have a on-off switch directly on the box themselves. So, but this is always on me, and this actually comes with 2 remotes. So I usually have one remote that's always like basically right here in the vicinity of this. So if there's any emergencies, I can get to it. But usually when I'm in the garage, I have these 2 things with me, the vacuum and this. So no matter where I'm at, I'll put on my fancy little woodworking apron, and this remote will be in the top. So I'm always, the e-stop is always with me. So there's that little feature. And then this is something that will be very useful to any of you guys that have 2 CNCs, but they want to use just one PC. So I figured out that on the Universal G-Code platform, you have what's called the communication lines, or COM. So you have a COM 3, and you also have COM 4. But this nightly build version, you can only run one communication line at a time. So what I figured out is there's 2 Universal G-Code senders. There's a 2.0 nightly version, or a 2.0 nightly version, and then there's another 2.0. Sorry, I can't talk. Another 2.0, and let me tell you that version, so that way you can check it out. Right click. Okay, so one's the platform version, and that's what we're looking at on the top here. That's the platform. So it just looks, it's slightly different, but on this one, then you can go in your communications, and then you could select 4. So basically, this program is going to run this machine on COM 4, and then this PC, or it's the same PC, but this monitor is running this machine, and the external monitor is running this machine. So I totally butchered that idea. I'm sorry, but you're getting what I'm saying. So that way I don't have to have it double like the expense, and it's just super easy. Everything's clean and put together right there. So what else, man? I think that's much better than the system I had before. I like the clean look. This CNC does have the AC vent box, breathing in the cold air from here, funneling through the cabin. So that's the next thing I need to build on this one. So I just need to build my little box. I already have the fans in one of these drawers. Yeah, I have the big fans. I just gotta install them in. So, and then another feature, you guys already know my gangster baby camera, but what you could do is program it to where, let me see if I remember. I got a new monitor. Let me see here. So I know if you hit OK, it's gonna shuffle between CNC1, and then you hit it again, and it goes to CNC2. I think if you hold it down, it's in scan mode, and it'll just every like couple seconds it'll automatically switch from camera to camera. So that way you don't have to walk around with 2 of these. Yeah, see, it just switched. So that's another cool feature. And then you can still pan the camera. So it's moving around. So you could adjust it as you need to. And then if you want to specifically switch the machine, you can. Has worked out really good. I haven't really come up with a better plan. So the idea behind the baby cameras is that there's other good cameras, but they're based off either Wi-Fi or some other signal. The baby camera is like live, instantaneous. And when you're dealing with CNC and listening to noises, you don't want to be seconds delayed, as most other surveillance cameras are delayed. So I would rather not have 4K video, but be able to see the gist of what's happening and hearing it live. So that's kind of why I'm rolling with that. So what else? Yeah, the wheels lock. Oh yeah, I forgot even about this whole cabinet. So here's the functionality side. So I have the shop vac tucked in the back corner, and then this one, the door's not done. Nothing about this is pretty, but this opens up, and what we have here is a little airbrush kit, right? So that exhaust comes out through here. I have this temporarily just on some screws to hold it up, but this unfolds, and the idea is you just lift your garage door up maybe an inch or two. This slides underneath, and it basically vents out any of the paint fumes. And then there's a nice LED light that lights up, and then this is where the suction comes back. So you have a nice little turntable. This folds out more if you need more space. Then I could attach a drop cloth all around it for a greater work area. But this works with my spray paints, airbrushing. So doing any of the CNC projects, that's where I can come and paint them without having to worry about production up top. And then all down here would be storage, which I haven't developed yet, but that'd be like little paints, cleaners, all the other good stuff. So that's what this is all about. And then to specify on that, I had wired in three dedicated circuits to this garage. So, and these are something I just did really fast, because there's the outlet panel is right on the other side of that wall. So it's super easy just to come through. And there's 2 temporary extension cords going up to the ceiling. So I have one dedicated circuit, or one extension cord, just powering this bar and then the other CNC's bar. And these are all light duty, like LED lights, camera. The only thing heavy duty on this is the router that draws a lot of amps. So those isolated is going to give me no issues. And then the other extension cord is truly just for that big shop vac, because that's a high amp drawing appliance. And then this little vacuum for the paint booth thing, that's another high amperage vacuum. So having those isolated, I don't have to worry about anything else, which is super awesome. So if you guys have any questions or want further demoing of my system here, or even how I program, let me know. I'm more than happy to help and share. So I will just end the video here, but I really appreciate you guys, and I hope you enjoyed. Later.